What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Tevin Jamier back at it again with another episode of the Hate It or Love It podcast. I swear it's been it feels like a minute since I made the last episode, but I'm not gonna get too deep into it. Just, obviously y'all know I'm in school, so, a lot of school stuff going on, just life pretty much. That's why I haven't really been, getting to the podcast like that. But yeah, so we back at it again with another episode. This one isn't going to be that crazy. I'm not really going to be talking about too much. This is actually going to be more of a personal episode, not me talking about a bunch of topics that's going on outside, but more just me talking about stuff that I'm feeling at this point in time. And one of the things that I do want to talk about with that is, well, actually, before I get into any of the personal stuff, I know there's two things people are probably going to want me to address. One, obviously, people will probably want me to address the death of Takeoff. Takeoff from the Migos. Funny enough, I'm not laughing about his death, but it was funny to me because when I found out, I texted my girlfriend, and she was like, I was like, babe, Takeoff from the Migos died. And she's like, who? And I'm like, you're serious? I was like, Takeoff, Migos. You don't know who he is? And she's just like, no, I don't know who that is. I'm like, you don't know who the Migos is? She's like, no, I don't know who the Migos are. But later when I saw her that day, I showed her a picture of the Migos. And so I guess she knows the face and she knows the songs. Because I asked her, have she ever heard Bad and Bougie? And she said, yeah. So I guess she never put face to the songs or whatever. But I'm just like, how the hell do you not... at first, I can understand, when the Migos first came out. I'm not going to lie. When they first came out, I couldn't tell who was who. I didn't know who the hell was who. But once you start listening to their music more and, you start to get to know them more, obviously you know which one is which. So... and I mean, we were kind of at a point in life now where pretty much everybody knew who the Migos were outside of that group. Everybody, at least I thought, knew Quavo, Offset, and Takeoff when they're not all together. But I guess there's people like my girlfriend out there that really don't know who the hell is who when they're not together. Or she didn't even know who the Migos were until I showed them the picture. So I guess she just don't know in general. But yeah, I know you guys will want me to address the death of Takeoff. And as much as I want to talk about it, I'm not going to talk about it this episode because I have a guest coming soon that I really want to, talk to him about it. So I'll address it there. But also, I do want to say this, and this kind of ties back to my whole PNB Rock, video or episode. If you guys listen to it, or if you guys watch it, or if you want to watch it, just hit the Hate It or Love It playlist. But it kind of ties back to my PNB Rock thing. If you want to know how I feel about, Takeoff's death, just listen to that episode, because that's how I pretty much feel. And all I'm going to say is, after PNB Rock's death, I kind of just gave up with, this whole rap culture. And everybody keeps saying that, we need to have a conversation and stuff like that. And people are saying, oh, it's not about music, it's about the street code. And the thing is, with people saying that, all this doesn't stem from music, but stems from the street code, there's a very thin line, and a very thin line between rap and street culture. In a lot of places, they pretty much go hand in hand. But here's the thing: why did rap become, or why did street culture and rap, why are they so closely associated? Because, like I said before, it all stems from how in this country we all, black people just weren't supposed to make it. And people made rap to talk about their struggles. People made rap to talk about real life experiences, or at least the creation of rap, not only with just for fun, but also the early stems of rap. And I did a paper on this, so anybody want to argue with me, I know my facts. The early stems from rap started with poetry, where black people was talking about the racial injustices in America and stuff like that. So why the streets and rap are closely associated is because basically rap started from the streets. That's how it all started. So when people say that this isn't rap culture, this is street culture, it all is kind of one and the same. Now, obviously, you got your rappers that aren't street or nothing like that, but it's just like we do need to, like, I know people are trying to say that this isn't linked to music. Takeoff wasn't dissing nobody, he wasn't dissing no ops, but at the end of the day, you can't deny that there is a correlation between the two. Whether Takeoff was dissing somebody and that wasn't the result of it, street culture and rap culture are still heavily tied together. So you cannot sit here and say that music didn't partly play a part in his death. And by the way, he's a rapper anyway, so he's a target automatically to a lot of people, especially broke people. But, like I said, I'm not going to get too deep into that one until, like, the episode that, my guest is going to be on, and we're going to talk about that. But, like I said, I pretty much gave up with the whole, rap culture and stuff like that. And I've kind of gotten to a point where you kind of got to get used to, this shit. You got to get used to your favorite rapper is probably going to die someday, which is sad because I see how my parents are. And matter of fact, I think it was like a few weeks ago, my mom is always watching these episodes on YouTube. So Mom, if I'm right, please put it in the comments. I know you're going to comment. But I think recently her and my dad went to go like to a show with old rapper or like an old artist that they used to listen to, and they were doing like, I don't know, some type of anniversary show or something like that. Basically, she got to see artists that she grew up on in person, or in live. My dad got to do that. Last summer we were looking at my Pop's old tapes, and he was filming a concert that he went to with an artist that he was listening to through his life. And it's sad because the way rap is going right now, and I'm not trying to exaggerate, but this is something that we've been seeing a lot lately. It's getting to a point now where like a lot of the rappers that we rock with a lot, it's getting to a point where hell, I don't know if any of them are going to be alive by the time, or I'm not going to say any of them will be alive. Obviously that's an exaggeration, but a lot of them may not be alive by the time we get old enough, where we could tell our kids about these artists or something like that. When I'm 40 years old, and is the rappers that I'm listening to still going to be alive at this point? Because a lot of them are, dropping like flies. I can't show. And it's sad because, like I said, P&B Rock meant a lot for people in my area. So I can't show, well, I can obviously show my kids like videos of P&B Rock and stuff like that, but I can't take them to a concert. I can't take them to an X concert. I can't take them to a Migos concert. I can't take them to a lot of these concerts of artists that I like and stuff like that, because they keep dropping like fucking flies, and it's it's crazy. But like I said, it's sad. It really is sad, but I mean, that's how it is nowadays. We just got to get used to it. I hate to say it, I really hate to say it, but we kind of got to get used to the fact that you may love a rapper today and they could literally be gone tomorrow. Like, that's basically the reality of it, because some of these rappers weren't even famous that long, to be honest. I don't think X was mainstream famous for that long before he got killed. Juice WRLD, I don't think he was mainstream famous that long. Pop Smoke, I really don't feel like I said, it's getting to a point now where these rappers literally get on one day and then die the next. So I hate to say we got to get used to it, because things doesn't seem like they're going to change anytime soon. Though I am someone that believes that change will happen, just very slowly, like very, very slow. But yeah. The other thing I know you guys may want me to address is, the Kanye West stuff. I haven't made an episode around the time of all the Kanye stuff, which I'm not going to address that. I kind of want to save that for, my guest. Basically, the guest I'm gonna have, me and this person talk about movies and rap a lot, especially rap. So that's why I want to save like all the rap topics for him. But yeah, even this Drake and 21 album, it literally just came out today, the day that I'm filming this. But I'm not going to talk about it now because I want to wait till, he gets on. But yeah, all right. So what I do want to talk about, first off, is recently Halloween just passed. Now, something that a lot of people may not know about me is that I'm a big horror movie person. I love Halloween time. I grew up with a lot of classic Halloween movies and shows and cartoons and stuff like that. Like growing up, Cartoon Network used to play Goosebumps around that time of the year. Scary Godmother was like one of my favorite animated movies on Cartoon Network to wait for every year. Halloween Town is like one of my favorite movies. As I grew up, I became more of a horror movie fan, and you guys probably know this because of, I think my last episode was literally about Halloween Ends. I love Halloween. I love horror movies. So whenever Halloween rolls around, I always like to try to have fun. And so how was my Halloween this year? I will say Halloween Day itself, I didn't really do much. I just stayed home. This might sound weird, but I was actually wrapping Christmas gifts on Halloween because I'm someone that likes to get all my Christmas shopping out of the way, especially since, I don't know, man. I was talking to my barber about this recently. Black Friday deals Black Friday isn't a special like holiday anymore. Like I remember back in the day when I was younger, like me and my mom going to the mall and seeing people go crazy for Black Friday deals and stuff like that. But me working at Walmart and now that online shopping is starting to be a big thing, and like me and my friends like to go to stores a lot whenever we hang out. I noticed that they're really like Black Friday deals aren't special because the deals are kind of going on all month. Like some stores, maybe they will bust out like crazy deals the day of, but most stores that I go to, their deals, they're like for the month of November and December, you're basically getting Black Friday deals. It just, they might just put out more on the day of. So Black Friday doesn't really feel that special to me, but I completely got off track. So yeah, Halloween, I was wrapping Christmas gifts for my family. I got all my Christmas shopping literally out of the way. I got, my family's gifts. I guess the only other person to shop for left is my girlfriend, but I mean, we'll see about that. Besides that, it's really the day before Halloween where stuff actually happens somewhat. So me and my friends, or my one friend Al, you guys know him because he was on the podcast. My friend Al, he has this one friend out in Philly. We were like, let's go out there, check out her party and whatever. And it was cool. It was like a nice little vibe. I kind of feel like the girl's mom was like into Al a little bit. Damn, I don't know if this girl is. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, in the rare chance that the girl is watching my podcast, yeah, I thought your mom was like into Al. She seemed very into him, but yeah, so it was like a nice little kickback. I personally enjoy myself, but my friends, since they're single, they were trying to find girls at the party and whatever, and wasn't really much going on. So after that, one of our friends, they went back to Rowan because there was a party out over there. I don't know how his night went, but I mean, he FaceTimed us in the middle of the party, so I'm guessing maybe his night went pretty well. He tried to make us jealous, but see, the one thing about me is I don't get jealous over shit like that. Actually, I rarely ever get jealous, but that's another topic for another day. Me and Al, though, we went to this club in Philly that we can get in for free. And, this is something I've been talking about with my brother and like some of my friends for a minute. When you go to clubs, of course, couples are going to be there and whatever. Like, couples like to have fun too. But usually, like, I noticed with back in the day, it seemed more like single people would mostly go to the club just to try to find someone to hook up with, or just have fun with their friends, or stuff like that. From what I've seen, of course, because I'm only 24, I haven't been going to clubs that much. From what I've seen, it seemed like back in the day a lot more single people would be at the club. I don't know if it's just the clubs in Philly or like, the ones that we go to, but it seems like every club we go to, and I'm not even just talking about Halloween night or, when we went, like even before, like every time we go to a club in Philly, it seems like most people is there as a couple. And I'm just like, I understand couples want to go and have fun and whatever, but what the hell are y'all here for? Like, unless y'all trying to find like a third person, which that's not me. I don't like, I'm not doing that. But if y'all are out here trying to find a third person, then I guess maybe. But if y'all just here just to be up on each other, then I mean, what's the point of being here? And that's how it was at the club on Halloween. Like Al was trying to find himself, a girl to dance with, possibly get a number, but everybody in there pretty much was in a relationship. And me, I'm just following him around. I'm dancing a little bit. I'm not really going too hard and not really doing anything because, hey, like I said in this episode, I'm cuffed. So what am I going to do besides just dance, maybe have a drink? Like, that's about it for me. But, yeah, so we kind of went in and went out because, Al, he couldn't find nobody. And honestly, it kind of was like not the vibe. But personally, me, I usually go to work Saturday nights, or I sleep for work Saturday nights because I work early in the morning. And, it felt good to not have to go to work. So, I'm out of the house. I'm not going to work. The little kickback, I enjoyed it. I don't know about them, but I enjoyed the little kickback. And, since I'm cuffed, I'm not really worried about talking to nobody. So I enjoyed myself at the club for the little bit of time that we were there or whatever. And after that, we got us some cookies and whatever. We got us some cookies. Hey, insomnia cookies be hidden. But, yeah, so Halloween wasn't nothing crazy, but I enjoyed my time. And I'm someone where it's not hard to please me. So just doing that stuff, whether that sounds like a bad night to y'all or whether my friends enjoyed it or not, I kind of enjoyed the night because it really wasn't that bad to me. But now that Halloween is out of the way, y'all know how it is when Halloween is over. When Halloween is over, we're basically in the Christmas time. Like, I feel bad for Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving kind of doesn't exist until around the time of Thanksgiving. Like, I feel very bad for, like, Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving is actually a holiday that I really much enjoy just because I get to be around my family and I get some good ass food. So I enjoy Thanksgiving, even though now I'm pescatarian. I've been like pescatarian for like the past 2 or 3 years. A lot of people, like especially my family, they be annoying me with this shit. But like everybody always have their pescatarian jokes with me, like, oh, Tevin, go outside and eat grass, or like, Tevin, go get some grass for me to cook and whatever. Like, despite me being pescatarian, because the only thing I don't eat is meat. I still eat my seafood. I still eat everything else. The only thing I don't eat is meat. And besides that, like, you know, even though I'm pescatarian, like, I still been able to manage very well. Trust me, I've been able to manage very well during Thanksgiving. So I always look forward to Thanksgiving, but you know, like I said, once the clock hits November 1st, it is pretty much Christmas time. And you know, this year, some people ain't waste no damn time. I've been seeing a few companies do like Christmas commercials in between October. And I even remember, actually, okay, little shout out, I guess. I listened to Eminem's daughter's podcast, a Little Shady podcast, and they were even talking about that. They were talking about how some people is already into like Christmas mode, even though we're not even done Halloween yet. And it's like, what? I appreciate every holiday. Most holidays. I appreciate most holidays for what it is. And, you know, I'm not into Christmas mode. I mean, besides me wrapping my family's gifts. For the most part, I am not in Christmas mode until, really not until past Thanksgiving. As of right now, you know, if a Christmas movie comes on, I'll check it out. Like, if it's one that I like, I'll check it out. If one of my friends got a Christmas movie on, I'll check it out. If, like, you know, something in my city is going on, because I know around where I live, they like to do, like, the Christmas lights and whatever. I'll check it out if my friends want to go. So I'm not opposed to like dabbling in the Christmas stuff around this time, but I'm not fully Christmas mode until after Thanksgiving. And when I say fully Christmas mode, like blasting Christmas music in the car, listening to Christmas music on my phone, watching Christmas movies. Like, even this year, I kind of want to do my own 25 Days of Christmas, because I used to watch that when it was on ABC Family and Freeform. But over the years, I kind of realized their movie selection for that is kind of ass. It seemed like for the last few years, it's like, oh, let's play a Pixar movie and just call it a day, which a lot of Pixar movies aren't Christmas movies. So now that streaming is a big thing and you can pretty much watch any movie you want just if you have the service or not, I'm thinking about just doing my own 25 Days of Christmas, like picking 25 of my favorite Christmas movies and just watching them each day. Maybe I'll throw in an extra one if I want to, but just gonna go through and watch all the Christmas movies that I like. Though one thing that I very much enjoy about this time of the year, and a lot of people be looking at me crazy when I say this, I actually love Hallmark Christmas movies. But not in the way you think, but I love Hallmark Christmas movies. And a lot of people be like, Tevin, why the hell do you like Hallmark Christmas movies? They're like bad movies or whatever. But that's the thing. I like it because they're so bad that they're good to me. Like, obviously, we all know the plot line of Hallmark Christmas movies. Rich woman or woman that works for some type of business have to go back to her small town, and she's staying with family and whatever back in her old small town. She sees her childhood friend or ex-boyfriend or whatever, and they spark a romance throughout the whole movie, realizing that they should be together. There's a Christmas shop somewhere, there's a dog or a kid. Everybody knows the tropes of Hallmark Christmas movies. So it's like, they're bad. Yes, obviously, we know they're bad. The acting is very, I won't say that I've ever seen a Hallmark Christmas movie where, like, the acting is trash, like a Tommy Wiseau type movie. But, the acting ain't nothing amazing. The plots are very clean, cookie cutter. It's all, like, a lot of them are a lot of the same stuff. I will say there is some genuinely, in my opinion, genuinely good Hallmark movies that I enjoy. There is some, and I'm not talking like the regular Hallmark movie. I don't care about Hallmark when, it's not Christmas time. I only care about it around Christmas time. Some of the movies, and if you guys want to watch these, this is why I'm telling y'all, write this down, take notes. Some of the Hallmark Christmas movies that I actually do enjoy is Christmas Waltz. You heard that? Christmas Waltz. Write this down if you guys want to watch some Hallmark Christmas movies. Christmas Waltz. Christmas with the Darlings. Christmas with the Darlings is actually my number one favorite. Cross Country Christmas. Just because if you grew up on Disney Channel like I did, Cross Country Christmas reminds me so much of Good Luck Charlie Christmas. Just because, both movies are about, people racing home for the holidays or racing to get somewhere for the holidays. So, Cross Country Christmas is another one. 5 Star Christmas is another one that I really like. And I think there is another one that I actually like, but the name kind of escapes me. That's why I try to write these down whenever I try to write these down whenever there is one that I like. And speaking of ones that I like, you know, it's a joke for me and my brother because me and my brother Steve, we actually love watching Hallmark Christmas movies. He likes watching Hallmark movies in general. Like, he'll watch even when it's not Christmas time. Me, if it's not Christmas time, then I just don't give a damn. But we love watching Hallmark Christmas movies. And it's a funny thing where I watch them sometimes at home, and you know, the ones I watch at home, they're not bad, but it's something about when I'm at my brother's apartment. Whenever I go to my brother's apartment, they play the best Hallmark Christmas movies. Every single one I just named to y'all, every single one I just named to y'all, I've seen them all for the first time at my brother's apartment. I don't know what it is about the movies they show while I'm over at his place, but they play some of the best Hallmark movies over there. Excuse me. They play some of the best Hallmark movies over there. So that's why around this time of the year, I try to go over it. I mean, obviously, last year I had finals around this time. Obviously, I'm going to have finals around this time this year. And I like doing my homework, or I like doing assignments or finals over his place because, it's more of a chill spot. Nobody's bothering me or anything like that. But besides that, that's why I like going over his place around this time of the year, because they be playing some of the best Hallmark Christmas movies while I'm over there. So, yeah. Besides that, outside of the Hallmark Christmas movies, besides that, if you guys want my recommendation of Christmas movies that I like, I actually have a list right here on my phone, because like I said, I want to do my own 25 days of Christmas. But I have the list right here, and some of my favorite Christmas movies are just movies to watch around this time. I think an obvious one is the Rankin Bass, however you say it. Those old stop motion animated Christmas cartoons that they used to do back in the day, like Rudolph, A Year Without Santa, Miser Brother Christmas. I love those movies. So obviously those, if you grew up in the 90s or the early 2000s, I'm pretty sure they're very old ass cartoons. So I'm pretty sure even my brothers grew up on it. Maybe even my parents. But all I know is I think I was part of the last generation that they would play those movies all the time for. So you grew up in the 90s, early 2000s, I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Those old stop motion movies used to hit. But some of my favorite Christmas movies, and some of them are children Christmas movies, some of them are adult movies. So write down these movies. I guess these are my Christmas recommendations. Almost Christmas, that's one that I like a lot. Christmas with the Cranks is another one. 8 Crazy Nights. Now that one is what's that holiday? I forget what the holiday is. Hanukkah. It's a Hanukkah movie because, Adam Sandler made it. He's Jewish. So, of course, that movie is a Hanukkah movie. But I still watch it because, it still heavily uses, it still heavily features a lot of Christmas stuff in it. So, I like to watch that, especially since Adam Sandler is the GOAT. Fred Claus is one that I like. Friday After Next, that one is the Christmas movie in the Friday series. Harold and Kumar Christmas is another one that I like. Christmas Story, top 5 best Christmas movies ever. I saw that they're making a sequel, A Christmas Story Christmas. So obviously, when that drops, I think it drops November 17th. So whenever that releases, I'm on that. I'm going to watch that. I think I need to watch that with my brother because we love, that's kind of a tradition for us to watch Christmas Story at some point every year. Or some point, watch it around Christmas time every year. Sometimes we watch it when TBS does the whole day rerun. Sometimes we watch it. I remember 2 years ago, they re-released it in theaters, and it was like very low key. And we actually went to go see that. So Christmas Story is definitely a movie that I don't even think I need to recommend, because I think a lot of people know Christmas Story. Like, that's a Christmas classic. So y'all don't gotta write that one down. That one is a certified classic. Um, Best Man Holiday, that's part of the Best Man movie series. Best Man Holiday is like one of my favorite Christmas movies, and it's good enough to where actually it takes place around Christmas time, but I wouldn't say that it's like a fully full on Christmas movie. Like, this is definitely something you can watch outside of Christmas, because while it's taking place during Christmas time, like, the plot isn't really just based all around Christmas. I would say for this movie, Christmas is just an excuse to bring everybody together. That's all it really is. Um, my favorite Christmas movie, and actually this is a theory I've had for a lot of people, or I should say a lot of black people. This Christmas is a lot of black people's favorite Christmas movie. I swear, every black person I've asked thus far, when I ask them what's their favorite Christmas movie, 9 times out of 10, they always say this Christmas. And that just goes to show just how good of a movie this Christmas is. That's my all-time favorite Christmas movie, even over A Christmas Story. Like, no matter what Christmas movie you mention with it, I'm always gonna say this Christmas. I love this movie. Um, you got Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas. I like Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas more than I like Once Upon a Christmas, but both of them are really good. I'll Be Home for the Holidays. I don't watch that one that much, like, every year, but I still enjoy that one. I already said Good Luck Charlie Christmas. I like that one. Um, One Godmother, that's on Disney Plus. It ain't like, it just came out last year, so it ain't like, a Christmas classic for me, but when I watched it, I fairly enjoyed it. It wasn't nothing bad, so I think that one's pretty decent. 12 Dates of Christmas. Now, I was thinking that this was a Hallmark movie, but it's actually a Disney, I think ABC Family or Freeform movie, and I actually really enjoyed it. Like, I was expecting, and it's funny, my last year where I was at Mason and it was around Christmas time, I was just scrolling through Christmas movies. Like I said, I thought this was going to be a Hallmark movie. I pressed on it, and I remember it was me and my roommate in the room. He was playing his video game or whatever. I didn't even think he was paying attention. And we were both, he's hinted that he was, like, kind of watching a little bit too. And when we were watching it, we both said that we were, like, going in expecting to hate the movie. Like, we were expecting to call the movie trash or whatever. But it's actually a very decent movie. And it's actually a movie that I've been watching since that year. So 12 Dates of Christmas is another one. It's basically the Christmas equivalent of Groundhog Day. Girl just keeps reliving, I think, Christmas or Christmas Eve. She relives one of those days. And I'm not going to spoil nothing, but check out that movie. Krampus. Now, I put this on the list because I want to watch it, but I never seen Krampus, but I love horror and I love Christmas. So I think I'm very much going to like it. Four Christmases is another one that I like a lot. I wouldn't say top 5, but it's up there. Daddy's Home 2, top 5 Christmas movie for me. I love Daddy's Home 2, which is crazy because I don't know if I ever said it before. I despise Will Ferrell. I don't like Will Ferrell at all. But the Daddy's Home movies, I have to admit, are pretty good movies. Mostly because of Mark Wahlberg. But yeah, I like the Daddy's Home movies, especially Daddy's Home 2, which, I love that because I feel like it's one of those Christmas movies that you don't have to just watch during Christmas, but I feel like it enhances the feeling of it when you watch it during Christmas. Polar Express, that's another classic. People kind of get freaked out by the visuals, but hey, it's an undeniable classic for people my age. And Office Christmas Party, that one isn't a classic to me, but I rock with it. Like, it's nothing too crazy. And obviously, I didn't name the other one that a lot of people my age love, and that's Merry Christmas, Drake and Josh. I want to watch that one, but I don't really have a lot of ways to watch it. So if I find a way to watch it, obviously I watch it. That's a classic for people my age, but I don't have no way to watch it right now. Yeah, so that was about it as far as like my whole Christmas movies and stuff like that. Like I'm gonna figure out how I want to watch these movies, and maybe I'll update y'all and I'll let you know which movies I am watching each day. So whoever is like a loyal follower of mine or whatever, they can watch the movies along like each day with me. So I hope to you know execute that, because I know December is gonna be hard. Like last December, I ain't really get a chance to like fully get into all the Christmas festivities because of finals and stuff like that. But seeing how I have less classes now, and you know, I feel like this is gonna be a lot easier for me as far as like Christmas and stuff like that. But besides Christmas, I just thought about it. This is my last semester of college. Like after this next month, it's over. Like college is finally gonna be done. So that's something that's really crazy for me. I like, yeah, that is something that's really crazy for me. So not only is this gonna be a special time of the year, not just because of Christmas, but also because I'm gonna be officially done college, and you know. That's something that me and my friends have been talking about a lot. Well, not specifically me finishing college, but just where we're gonna go in life going forward. And one of my friends just started a new job, and he's thinking hard about where his life is going. My friend Al, he graduated, and he's applying for jobs and stuff like that. He's trying to figure out where his life is going. Me, look, here's the thing about me. Obviously, I have a goal that I'm working towards. Obviously, I know what I want to do. I want to be in the entertainment field. I really want to be a director, but I've always said that as long as I'm in the entertainment field in film or TV, and I don't mean like news or anything like that. Like, I mean, obviously, someday I may work for the news, just to get myself out there, but as long as I'm in the film or TV industry in some way, shape, or form, I'm gonna be satisfied. But here's the thing for me, and I even said this to my one friend who's been stressing out a lot about it. Here's the thing for me. Some people may feel like this is a foolish way of thinking. Some people may not. I'm someone where I fully believe, no matter, and I'm not trying to say this in a good or bad way, because it can go either or. What's supposed to happen to you is going to happen to you. Like, I remember me and my friends had a discussion about this in college, where we felt, the old age discussion. Do you feel like, God has everything planned out for you? Or do you feel like you have free will? Like, do you really fully feel like you have free will? And I told everybody, I feel like there's a mixture of both. And what I mean by that is, I feel like God has predetermined lessons and events that's going to happen in our lives, and we just kind of make the decisions that will make us learn those lessons sooner or later. It's almost like when people say you cheat death. Like, say someone is about to die and they cheat it in that moment, and they're like, oh, thank God, I died. I could have died back there. But then in like a year or two later, they wind up dying. It's like, it's going to happen to you either way. It's just in that one moment, you had that one stroke of luck, or you made that one decision that got you out of it. But either way, that's something we're all going to have to face. We're all going to have to face death. Or like a specific example, like maybe someone has a problem with relationships, and they keep having the same problem over and over and over again, and eventually they're going to have to learn that lesson. And maybe there's one breakup that goes horribly wrong to where you finally do realize, like, dang, this has been my issue. I'm gonna fix that. And even though you've been avoiding learning that lesson, or you haven't gotten it all those other times, eventually you got it. So that's what I'm saying. I hope I explained it right, but that's what I'm saying. I feel like there's a mixture of both. There's inevitable things and inevitable lessons that we're gonna have to learn, and you know, it's just going to happen no matter what. It's just going to happen. So that's why I say when I make it. Because I know I'm going to make it. I know I'm going to make it in the industry because, I got the dedication for it. People be entertained by a lot of the things that I do. I have a lot of, like, ideas that people like. So I know I'm going to make it someday. But the thing is, I just got to make those decisions to get to it. And that's what I always try to tell my friends. Like, no matter what's going to happen, it's going to happen. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, whether you're religious or not, because I have some friends that are atheists and stuff like that. Whether you're religious or not, just as long as you have good faith in yourself and good faith that you're going to, be successful one day, just have faith. And I'm not going to say everybody's going to make success, because I am a very realistic person. Just because you put in the work and stuff like that doesn't mean you're going to make it. Like, that's something I feel like a lot of people don't say. But for the most part, whether you get that job that you want, or whether you just, grind and grind and grind, and eventually you do find something that works for you, I feel like in the end, everything is just going to work out. And that's just what I told my friend. I'm like, you may be stressed out about all this right now, but you're going to be fine. And that's how I feel ultimately about, just everything. Like, just as long as you grind, you might not get what you want, but you're going to get what you need. That's the one thing that's always going to happen. You're going to get what you need. So, yeah, I didn't think I was going to go on like a whole spiritual rant or anything like that. But, like I said, this is an episode where I'm just explaining my thoughts to y'all. But, yeah, so with all that being said, I know it's been a while since I made an episode. Thank you guys for, like, not killing me or whatever. I'm filming this... Yeah, I'm filming this Friday the 4th, but I'm probably not going to put this episode out until Tuesday because, I feel like everything I talked about, I can actually release it on the regular day instead of whatever. But yeah, make sure y'all stay tuned with all the content. I've been seeing a few people check out the podcast on Spreaker, on like all the streaming services and stuff like that. So shout out to y'all. Keep supporting. For all my YouTube watchers, check it out on streaming services, because over there I get paid if you listen to it through that. But streaming services, if you're listening, I would also like y'all to check out my YouTube still, because I post other type of content on here. And now that I'm about to finish school, I really do want to get more into my filmmaking, videography type bag. So obviously check out the content on both platforms, because I try to go hard on everything that I work on. So enough of all that. With all that being said, stay tuned for the next episode. Like I said, I got a guest I really want y'all to see. But all right, enough of that. With all that being said, thank you guys for listening. I hope y'all enjoyed. And with all that being said, Tevin Jamier from the Hate It or Love It podcast, signing out.